from the YouTube Dog Show, a place that hasn't changed much within the last 11 years. It's Weeknight there with Muller, and now a man who, over the past 11 years, has grown from being goofy to being extraordinary. Muller. Ha! Welcome to Weeknight Update. I'm Muller, over Grasshoppers. Alright! It's the 11th anniversary show, and it's also the beginning of season 12 here on Weeknight Update. Let's do this thing! Shoutout winners are LT Dark Gaming and Tech Specs Bike and Search Luck with gaming videos, fan edits and commentary videos and things like that. And also, we got a big sketch coming up later on in the show featuring Deb 509's Vigilante videos. Who does Vigilante videos and other stuff. Alex K, who does the animations. The Anthony Brendan Show with his who does reactions. Web Designer 18 with his rants, discussions, and his podcast and things like that. He'll be on there as well. Lex Brooks, who does gaming on his channel. Mel Gaffey, who sings on his channel. Michael Zycat is Michael show that he does on his channel. He'll be here. Babyland Creations with his Babyland and friends and everything else. He'll be here too. And Rebecca Kalunetta / Swaggy Vortex 733 VA Studios with her voice acting skills. She'll be here as well. By the way, Michael Zycat, happy birthday to you once again. Care about you very much. Thank you so much. And also, Emotional Fireflies 97 with the Z before the 97. It gave me a shout out on her channel last night, and I appreciate it. So, there you go. And also, she's going to start appearing on this show on Friday. Alright? Just keep that in mind. Alright? That is another big thing you can look forward to, during season 12 of this program. Yeah. Let's have some fun. Adam, come on over here, will you? Let's have some fun. Weeknight Update is 11 years old. Yes. It's 11 years old, brother. Weeknight Update. You know what that means?
It's now older than the 9-year-olds on PewDiePie's channel. Fact.
Bro. 2 years. Whatever. Now, that means that in 3 years, it will start experiencing huge marathons of puberty. I must tell you that the show has grown since the early days. Remember when you and I used to play with balls in the house, and in the studio, and we had cowboy hats and things like that?
Disgusting.
We had footballs and.
But yes, I did.
Now we have matured a little bit. Of course, we only get 28 views a show here on YouTube, so.
Not matured, but done.
I remember when the show was on the old channel. We would get 5 people. We would only get 5 views a night. Remember?
Yeah.
Those days. Oh my goodness! And the show was even weirder than watching paint dry, or the thought of watching paint dry.
That's boring, not weird.
Oh, okay, right. Now what? Now we got a new channel. The old one got hacked, so we got this new one. It's professional, and it's a lot more fun to do. But when Nick at Night picked it up, about 98 people rolled in the mud, so.
That makes sense, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 11 years. Do you really think that too much things?
I can't even count to 10. I don't even fathom 11. That's the fact.
Can we do a top 8 list and get a move on? This is going to be a special one. There we go.
What was the top 8 things that we've learned on Weeknight Update over the past 11 years? And Jesus Christ, that was a long as shit. Number 8, never be too goofy. Number 7, the big sketches always make the show funnier than SNL.
Number 6, never play ball while doing the show.
I guess. Number 5, Mr. Egghead is a goofy guy. About 1% of people watching will get that, bruh. Number 4, the old commercials make everybody happy.
Number 3, the top 8 lists don't always have to be perfect.
It never. Number 2, never get angry over an awkward joke. Although if you're me, you do. Number one, if Nick at Night offers you a chance to do your show on TV, then you take the call.
Well, we forgot about the fact that we should always be appropriate, but you know, that's another thing that we've learned, but we didn't include that on the list. We'll be back after this. We got a special sketch for you.
The homework today is only 2 questions. Each one has 26 parts.
Why would you do that?
I've made a personal decision to try better live through television, but to make it right, I've gotta have Nick at Night.
Well, it's Empire's 35th birthday. 35 years of great times, great deals, and great carpet values brought right to your home. Now we're celebrating with a special birthday sale. For a limited time, save 20 to 60% off America's best-selling carpets, including padding and next-day installation, no monthly payments till February, and a free birthday gift with every order. It's our best sale ever. And after 35 years, that's saying a lot.
588-2300 Empire.
Alright, welcome back to the show. And man, oh man, are we having fun on this anniversary show. Now, usually around this time we would do the talking time / let's talk about it segment. We're going to get to that in a second because the Not Ready for Late Night Players and I recently had a meeting. About Weeknight Update turning 11 years old and everything else, and we actually had a video crew, come into the offices, so that you could see it at home. So without any further ado, we now take you to the meeting.
We now take you into Weeknight Update's office space, where Kung and the Not Ready for Late Night Players talk about how Weeknight Update has evolved over the past 11 years. This is the meeting.
Well, it's official. Weeknight Update has been on the air for 11 years now. Thank you so much for helping me out with the show over the years, everybody. And by the way, happy birthday, Michael Zeitcast. I salute you.
Why, thank you, Kung, and everyone else watching this, for the birthday wishes. And thank you for giving us this opportunity. While not as easy as I thought it was going to be, Season 11 was still the best season in Weeknight Update ever. Yeah, for one thing, we made jokes that were unusual, but at the same time easy to stomach.
I remember when we talked about a police officer who went crazy over a bitten burger at McDonald's when he was the one who ate it. Like I said, that's why we double-check things.
Yeah, that aged well, didn't it?
That wasn't as ridiculous as the time that Dave Patchins and I recited poetry together.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld's on Netflix? Wow, that's cool! But we have to pay $800 to get in that pool. Dave, you think he'll be able to do this show? I'm pretty sure everyone needs to know.
Bob, I tried to contact him, but he didn't respond, so it looks like he'll never will, Mr. Bond.
My name's not James Bond, but I get what you mean. I think we better wrap this poem up before we bump Mr. Bean.
That was magical.
It wasn't even nearly as ridiculous as the time icicles filled the studio. Hey, why are there icicles on the screen? They might not melt until next Halloween. But aside from that, ice can be really cool. Of course, this is not the time for you to get in the pool. Wait, this poem makes no sense. It sounds like a vice. And can someone tell me why the studio is full of ice?
Or when we talked about that guy who went ice fishing on Halloween.
Speaking of Halloween, I remember the time that I imitated the Count once.
You know, Bob, how many leap days have we really had?
Between 1582 and 2020, there's been about 110 of them. And now that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years.
Oh, and Easter was fun as always. For season 12, you can look forward to shows about Halloween and Christmas too.
Hey, Mr. Lamb has been a part of Random Information for the longest time, but I still remember when he became the co-host. Instagram now allows people to flag any posts that promote misinformation. So, if someone makes a rumor about this show getting cancelled, then flag it immediately.
Never use Instagram to promote misinformation, especially if you're part of a team that's in charge of various newspaper stands.
That was awesome.
Well, wait. What about the first time I joined the show? So this weekend, we lose an hour of sleep. I think that's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Like, what's gonna happen in the world of music? Are we gonna get a song called Mud? I don't know. Anyways, like, I mean, at least it's good because it's spring and we'll get more daylight, but never mind that. Wasn't that amazing?
Yes, indeed. We did amazing things. We really did, but that still doesn't change the fact that we have to say goodbye to Captain Schemer. On my birthday, no less.
I am Captain Schemer. I'm the interviewer. Duh. Hey, did you hear that the new Coke is back? What? I thought it went away in late 1985. I didn't know they brought it back. Well, the reason why is because that show on Netflix, Stranger Things, is taking place in the 80s, and they have this thing with Coke. So Coke was like, maybe we should just bring it back. Oh, you guys show me some weird stuff and talk about weird stuff. Yeah, I know. And there's a bug on your head, Captain Skimmer. You better take that off.
That guy made Weeknight Update awesome.
Hey, don't forget about me.
I'm still here too. Well, I don't know, Captain, but he had to go to rehab and then McCurdy is next. I've been on the show for almost a year now, and people seem to love my walk.
Yeah, but let's be honest, on YouTube, Weeknight Update has only attracted about 45 people a night, and on Nick at Night, the show gets an average viewing audience of around 4,500 people a morning. And again, it comes on at 2:30. 2:30.
You know, the ending experiments have always been pretty crazy. Same goes for the rejected opening remarks.
While working on a Netflix film called
Spencer!
I can't read now! I can't read! Where's that tongue? I can't read! Okay.
Yeah, well, that's the reason this show is not like any other late night talk show. Well, one of the main reasons. Well, it's that time of the year again. We have to break the icicles.
You sure that's a good idea? I mean, what if someone gets hurt?
Well, we'll use this ladder.
Hey, I gave you the new logo for your show and new intros for the ending experiments, remember?
It's Friday night. You're watching this show. That can only mean it's time for one thing. The ending experiments.
Those really helped the show.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Of course, I must ask you all this. You think that I'm getting better as a late night talk show host?
Yes, you have. Your jokes are getting better and better all the time, and your voiceover work has improved as well.
Most importantly, you've been really mature lately. That's one thing we mean by professionalism. I'm proud of you.
The show still needs a lot of work though.
Yes, it does, but how can we fix it up? The glass is half empty, and we need to fill that cup. Ooh! I finally got some poetry in.
We already have the sketches, the commercials, the appropriate jokes, and the experiments. Although, whenever I show up to help on screen, I get a sense that everybody wants to fall asleep.
Maybe Lucy Hale can teach us something.
That we need to gain more followers on social media?
Hey, it's not your fault. I mean, the show does come on at 2:30 in the morning. Anyway, what can we do about the show to make it better?
Well, we can all make the show funnier. I mean, we've done some comedy that didn't feel like actual comedy in the past.
Yeah, that's something to keep in mind for season 12.
Anything else?
Well, we already took care of not talking about the topics that have long been burned to the ground.
Even though we have to dig very deep to find new topics because some shows have been more ridiculous than others, you're probably right, Leroy. Anything else?
We'll worry about the rest later.
Yeah, this is a celebration.
Let's have a good time.
Season 12 is going to be the best season ever.
This has been The Meeting. Now back to Weeknight Update's 11th anniversary show. Then stay tuned for the wee hours with Craig Knightley as Craig inducts Weeknight Update into the Nick at Night Hall of Fame. That's all coming up next on Nick at Night.
Now this is fun.
Oh yeah! Get down!
This is fine. Just like a tree-filled ball of twine.
That makes no sense.
It's not called random poetry for nothing.
A flick of the switch, a spin of the dial, one little move can make you smile. Nick at Night is the turn on that you love.
Okay. That was a long sketch, but I think it served our purpose pretty well. Now, Miss Becky will show up later on at the show, after the show, during the very special edition of the Hidden Experiments. Right now, let's quickly have some talking time. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
You know, coincidentally, it's the anniversary of Talking Time, too. Remember 1808 BBC before your common era?
Yes.
Before then, people used to talk with footballs and things like that. But now, since 808 and 804 in the AM, PM, afternoon, morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, and all times of the day, you know, in that year, all the chickens and the lickens, all
Talking Time has been revealed, boy.
Let's go.
It was August 10th at 3 o'clock in the morning. All the chickens and lickens came together. And on a day like this, they said, Doctor, don't care, sadness. Otherwise, welcome back to Talking Time. Here's the news of Kong E. Here's whatever it is, Kame too.
Let's do this thing, alright? Now, let's go over, the show's been on for 11 years, and people are probably asking, how well has YouTube done? No, how about YouTube? I'm sorry.
How well we have done?
How well have we done on YouTube and on Nick at Night? Okay. I'm sorry. I do find the last few words and then I messed it up there. But anyway, check this out, okay? Over the last month, this show has gained 835 views. That's crazy. Which translates to 196 a week. 196 views a week and 28 views a day.
Yeah. We're going decent, I think.
Yes, we are. Of course. It says here that by the time, by this time, 5 years from now, we should be standing at 9,000 subscribers and 122,000 views.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly. But you never know.
Yeah, you know what? We do that. We do this on the anniversary shows because some people want to know how well we're doing.
Like who?
Okay, good point. But you know what? Lately we've been. We gotta thank you all for watching our show. You know what? This is pretty cool. I mean, one of our most popular shows within the last couple months or so is the Zoe Dutch episode. You know, that's one of the most popular episodes of the past few months.
Was 60. Oh, is that 69 extra subs? 69 views. Great. Only possible because of y'all. Y'all had 69 in mind. Y'all made a reality.
Yeah.
We look forward for. I don't know. Shit, we just look forward.
Now, you gotta listen to this, okay? You know, because the analytics of this whole thing, you know, has been phenomenal, right? You know, in the past 90, let me tell you something, right? Past 90 days, you know, with 38% of the people who watch the show are subscribed. The other 61% are not.
I'm not surprised.
You know, in the past 90 days, you know, even though this might need to be fixed a little, turns out our biggest audience are females aged 35 to 44 years old.
That sounds like some bullshit, but I guess I can't make no PP jokes, bruh.
That's crazy. Now, for the past year, you know, a little bit of a difference here, you know, because we got 33% males, right? 13 to 17-year-olds, 23.5%, right? 18 to 24-year-olds, 9.9%, and then 66.7% are females.
It's a whole game of statistics.
Those are the statistics right there.
Statistics, yes.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Alright. 9,000,
the realities we are here is to remember.
And now we got 58,360 views on this channel. Of course, if you count the old channel, we'll be up to over 100,000.
But we got to come together.
But our show's audience, overall, is still a 95% male and 95.8% males and 4.2% females, which is very well balanced.
Finally, to bring back the PP jokes. PP, but nah. What am I on about? The real reason that we all came here for this industrialized bullshit is to remember.
Yeah.
Remember the dumb shit.
Yeah.
You remember some dumb shit?
Let's see here. I remember the times before we had the toys. We had the purple doll. Remember? And we had the. Wait a minute. I remember having everyday objects, on the show. You know, when we would interview them. Like, for example, we would interview the orange and the apple.
Basically, we were borderline stupid. Borderline just real stupid. Now, we're past borderline. Now we're just a little bit stupid.
So, in other words, we found a brain.
Maybe. Maybe we did. Maybe we lost it. Alright, let's talk about sketches. Remember some sketches?
Sketches? Well, let's see here. All the big sketches we started about a year and a half ago, like the random reports. You know, we did the more you know. We did random information.
Yeah, but
Mr. Stevenson's neighborhood.
That is what these people remember. I'm talking about shit I don't even remember. Like, I believe Mr. Bonehead, Mr.
Egghead, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, that never really made sense, and you revealed that I was Mr. Egghead, and that won the entire sketch. Then again,
maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know yet. Maybe I did.
Then again, we were just kids then. When the show started, we were kids.
What do you mean? He was a teen. Me? Pretty sure I was like, what? 5.5. Yo, on easy. If this ball falls again, I'm like, yeah. like that football sketch.
And we broke that ball. We broke that bowl.
Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. I blame y'all. Anyway,
that was
like, bro. Like y'all have to remember, we grew up with this show. It's our show, but we grew up with it. Ain't that some bullshit?
Yeah.
Don't Tell me, boy.
Yeah, this show was practically our childhood, if you, well, more or less our, it's more or less how we, experienced puberty, pretty much.
So, maybe you can say that, maybe you don't. But let me ask you a question. This is going to be number 5 question. I'm not keeping count. You keep count. Now, question number count. What's your craziest experience on this show?
Craziest experience?
Would you say when that hobo came in and played those damn tunes?
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen the show when we had the old channel, and that's a bunch of you, we had a guy, come in, it was around Christmas. I think it was 2 days before Christmas or 3 days before Christmas, I'm not sure. He wanted to come on and he wanted to play some Christmas music, right?
So we said shit. Okay.
He said, why not? I mean, better than anybody watching, why not?
And bro, man hit that one man bed. He had some rocks in a ball on his foot going, I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. It's like, man was a walking talking band. It was the craziest shit you will ever see.
Wow, talk about,
like, bro, go on.
And then we better hurry this up because we got special ending experiments coming up. But you know what? Last thing that I want to say is, wow. No matter how much we've gone through, we want to thank each and every one of you for making this show possible. I mean, 11 years. Some shows don't even make it past 5.
Yeah, sure.
Let alone 2 weeks. So, everybody involved, we thank you so much. We already we're sending more praises to our Heavenly Father and our Savior than ever before. Our parents, we gotta thank them for the cameras and everything else. All the people who are involved in the show, the Not Ready for Late Night players who joined over the years, and it's been terrific. Thank you, one and all. Adam, thanks a lot. We'll see you all tomorrow. We gotta tell you what we got planned for this week. Jared Leto will be here. Will be our topic tomorrow. Then Margaret Robbie on Wednesday, Thursday, Idris Elba, and then Friday we got another big sketch with all the people who you saw earlier. And we're going to talk about Cher and the debut of Emotional Fireflies 97. Oh my goodness, I said a mouthful. That's news. I'm out. Bye. Okay, it's not Friday, we understand that, but this is the 11th anniversary of Weeknight Update, and we want to end this very special anniversary by doing something very special. So, we're going to give you the anniversary edition of the Ending Experiments. And, along with that, we have a very special intro for this spectacular occasion. Check this out.
And now, jazzing your stress away, it's the musical performance time.
And now, a very special song for a very special musical performance time. But do you remember Mr. Rogers when he sang this particular song entitled It's You I Like? Well, here it is again.
It's time to get your randomness going. That's right, it's Random Thoughts with George Thompson.
Good morning, I am George Thompson, and today we're back on Random Thoughts, though I know this show regularly appears on, the end of the week. Today happens to be the 11th year anniversary of Weeknight Update. Now, that's a big deal, and, considering the fact that even though I started here in March, this has got me going until 2031, that still gives me nightmares, but that doesn't matter, because today's a special day. Now, I know usually during this part of the show, I got Nick, I got Vigilante and Miss Becky, but today I don't have that, and because I'm going to be saying thank you to Mr. Kungi Muller himself for giving me this wonderful job as I pull hair out of my head. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate you for all the work that you do. You're just an amazing friend, and I love you. All right? But that's all I have to say for tonight. This is my Random Thoughts, and I'll see you guys at the end of the week. Peace out, everyone.
That was your randomness for tonight. That was Random Thoughts with George Thompson.
I know it's not Friday, but it's a special occasion. So without further ado, here's Miss Becky.
Good morning. I'm Miss Becky. Now, I usually appear on a show at the end of a week, but this is special because this is the 11th anniversary of a Weeknight Update program. 11 years! Kungi Muller and Nick at Night, I want to thank you for giving me this job. You changed my life forever, and when you first asked me to be on a show a couple months ago, I was able to do some things that not too many people would try to do on a talk show. Well, he recently teamed up with his former Breaking Bad castmate Aaron Paul to make a drink entitled Dalton Brisk Mescal. I'm glad they're working on something together, but an alcoholic beverage? That doesn't make any sense! I'm sorry to mention, but it was in the news. I had to make a joke. He is a good magician, and he recently teamed up with Selena Gomez from Wizards of Waverly Place, where he turned an ordinary woman into Selena. Here's some fun facts. That woman was me!
Those were the days.
When I heard that it was the 11th anniversary of Weeknight Update, I thought I could give Mr. Muir this gift, a poem. Thank you, Eli. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy the show will have another year. It may not be perfect, but it's still around, and I'm filled with glee. I thank you for taking a chance with me. You make mistakes, but you bounce back. Yes, you're on the right track. Too bad you're on a half hour before 3, but that's okay with me. So thank you, Kungi Muir. 11 years on top. Well, I wouldn't say those words, but you never seem to stop. The show is getting better, and I'm so proud of you. Don't give up, because everyone loves you, and I do too. Well, time to go. I'll see you at the end of this week. Till then, I'm Miss Becky. Toodles! Happy anniversary, Kung!
That was Miss Becky. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting random poetry from her. But hey, it has a nice touch to everything, especially this. I just want to say a huge thanks once again to everybody involved in this production. Not just tonight, but every night. All the people who helped me come up with better jokes, all the people who helped me, with the sketches and everything else, and the music and things like that. Thank you so much. From Michael's Cast and Baby Love Creations and Neb 519, who have been there from the beginning, to Emmanuel Daffy and the Anthony Prentice Show and Web Designer 18 and Rebecca K. Lanetta and Alex K. and Lex Brooks, who came on the show later on. Just thank you to all those people and to all of you for watching this show over the past 11 years. You helped me get through very, very tough times, like when my old channel got hacked and I had to start all over again, and when I had some problems in my personal life and things like that. You helped me get through it all, and you helped me become a better person. And I want to thank you so much for all that you do. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow for a brand new episode of Weeknight Update, and here we are, You know, this is season 12 of Weeknight Update. We're going to hit our stride this season. I guarantee it, alright? So, have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us on this very special occasion. We'll see you tomorrow. That's the news. Once again, I'm out, skis. Farewell, bye, farewell.
Nick at night, Nick at night. Now there's more of what you adore. From dusk to dawn, leave your TV on for good TV.